Hello and what is up, guys? Rye here and welcome back to some more automation in BeamNG Drive. Today we're building ourselves an off-roader, and I think this is probably going to be competing with something along the lines of a Land Rover Defender-ish, or maybe a Ford Bronco or a Chevy Blazer. Just some big old body on frame or a ladder chassis. Front-mounted lawn. This is an off-roader, so what else do we want here? I'm not too sure 100% on what we'll do for the suspension. This is going to be a bit, unique in its own way, but I think solid axles, front and rear, coil and leaf, that's a good place to start, right? It can't go wrong with that right now. A new engine. This is going to be, what, a good old American-style V8, I think. American-ish V8, 6 liters. Sounds like a pretty good size, I think. 5.99 liters. That sounds good. So a 6-liter V8 engine, of course. What else would you have? This is the perfect engine combination. All aluminum, or all cast iron, not all aluminum. We will do all cast, nothing else for now, I think. No turbochargers needed for us. 1985, we could go carbureted, we could go injection. Like, we could do single point EFI. That's not out of the picture. We could do single point EFI. Regular fuel, maybe. We'll see. We're gonna go short cast. We could probably go weaving cast log for, more realism, I think. But no, short cast it is. A two-way cat, and then we'll go at baffled and reverse slow for the mufflers. That sounds pretty reasonable to me. So the engine does not run right now. That's okay. Lower the ignition timing down, and we will play around. We might need to change it up. We might need to change up our fuel system. Yeah, it's not digging it. Okay, so it's not just a fuel system. Okay, so if we go single point, then we go play around with our compression ratio. We can go 8.5, and then increase the camber profile just a bit. Then play around, give it a bit more fuel to start. Just to start off. Okay, well, that's a bit of fuel, to be honest. So right off the bat, we're making pretty bad numbers. This is the 80s, though. This is an era where vehicles, this one doesn't need to make crazy amounts of power. Actually, that's not bad right there. If we lower the cam profile down, please. There we go. That's not awful. So 195 horsepower, 265 torque. That's not a terrible start. We'll keep working on that, though, I think. You can do ignition timing. So 210 horsepower and 290 or so pound-feet of torque, which is not bad. No, the fuel is not liking the fuel we're putting through it. We're gonna keep going though for now. I'll go back to the engine tuning after. This is just the basis of the engine. I'm gonna retune it after. I think I'm shooting for 400-ish torque and 200, mid 200 horsepower, I think is what I'll shoot for. I'd be happy with the mid 300s. So this is the body I've chosen, as you can tell. Pretty small. For 1985, it is quite old, but this is a rugged vehicle. I'm imagining it being in production for quite a while. 4-wheel drive, 4-speed manual sounds okay. Manual locking differentials, because off-road, and just off-road tires. And honestly, like the tire size, we're gonna make the fenders just a little bit flared out, but I don't think they're gonna be crazy big. Okay, well, I kind of want. I think non-staggered is probably the way to go to this for this though. The 275 front and rear. That seems like a pretty reasonable steel wheels. Obviously, pretty reasonable tire size. It's quite large, but this is an expensive vehicle. This is gonna be quite big, quite tough, expensive. Just give it massive tires. Why not? We're gonna lift it up as well later on. Solid 2-piston discs for now, I think. Like we'll go maybe 2 and 3. I'm not too. This thing's gonna be quite heavy, probably. Off-road skid tray, we can have it. It doesn't. It's just gonna give us points. Doesn't really matter, I guess. And honestly, I think like what 5-seater sounds fine. A 4-seater sounds fine. A 5-seater sounds okay. We'll do standard interior, and we'll do like a basic entertainment system, which sounds kind of realistic or standard. That seems not bad. Hydraulic power steering. ABS, no, we don't need that. And like mediocre safety. Then we'll give it like air ride suspension would be real fancy, but honestly, if we just give it like a basic suspension and tune it for off-road, that's not bad right there. So this is gonna be this is a little bit tall. This is probably like a good height for it. What's the issues? Wheel spin. Perfect. Top speed is 186. We'll actually gear it to 180s. Yeah, I think 180 is probably what we want to limit it to. That seems not bad. And then we will. Do we want like that's to 44? Do we want long or short? There's 70. We'll do it right around in the middle, probably to start off. I'll tune it again as well for perfection, obviously. So right off the bat, right now, 6.7 mpg is the equivalent mpg average. So it's something. just under 4,000 pounds as well is not terrible. What else can we do here? So I think 3 pistons, so the brakes are not coping really that well. We might need to go 3 pistons, then like just change this a bit, to be honest. So there we go. Very, very unbiased brakes at all. It's not biased at all. It's not front biased at all. Don't worry about it. Yeah, there's a lot of weight over the front tires with the engine. The engine's probably quite heavy. How much does it weigh? Only 600 or so pounds, 630 pounds. Okay. So I think the basics of the vehicle are pretty much done. There's not much, like, what's the cost? So in $2012, very cheap. Okay, we've got a bit of money to play with, I think. It's safe to say we've got a bit of money. Let's increase the tire quality, actually, because grip is probably kind of important on this thing. There we go, just a bit more money and a bit better brakes. Okay, 22,000, that's getting there. And honestly, we could probably go for a bigger engine, maybe even a 6.3 liter, 6.4 liter. 6.4 liter V8 sounds like its own unique size. We'll do that, probably. And then we will lower the ignition timing, please. Okay. So, let's see, we're actually losing power by increasing the fuel. Okay, this is probably fine. It's not fine. I think we'll actually increase +5 on this, and we'll do +5 on this. Now, we have some money to spend, so I think +5 is pretty reasonable. The exhaust is probably restricting us quite a bit. Okay, it is. That's what I thought too. So we'll increase that size a bit, and then we will lower the cam profile down even more. Make all this power down really low. So we're using our octane now. 220 horse and 300 torque. That's reasonable. It's reasonable. I think that's reasonable. Like, we can go multi-point. Multi-point single just saves so much. You know, multi-point single, and we'll save so much. So much octane. That's much better even. Oh, that's light years better. Now these are numbers I'm happy with. Okay. Just to start off at least. So we are at, what if we do this? Nope, not perfect. I really want perfect numbers. That's okay. So 255 or so horsepower, which it seems pretty reasonable, and 355 torque, which is again pretty reasonable. I want to get it more torque if we can, but what I'm gonna do now is design the car, tweak the engine, tweak the whole rest of the setup. Basically, I want the price to be around what, like the $40,000 range. I'm not too sure. That seems kind of reasonable. Maybe even more, because if this is competing against the Land Rover, we'll see. So anyways, guys, sit back, relax. And I hope you guys enjoy this quick time lapse. Okay, so we are designing our Land Rover Defender, Ford Bronco, pretty much our off-road vehicle. The first things first, this body is quite similar to a Land Rover of the time or some other vehicle. If it's not a Land Rover at all, let me know in the comments down below. I couldn't figure out exactly what this is based off of, but I think a Land Rover is the closest thing. So I start off with the front end and the top front fascia of the vehicle, and this is going to be a rugged, tough vehicle. It's going to have some air intakes, but some, you know, can't be fake, I think, for this vehicle. This is the 1980s. You don't need tons of air. You don't need massive grills, but I like having large grills anyways, because I think it looks good, and I wanted a unique front end. So I have a big top portion with some bars going across in every direction, and then a bottom portion, which is just a bit more simpler, but also, you know, with bars across. I do add my own snorkel with the fixtures I have available. There's not very many mods for open beta. There's like literally like 2 or 3 that I have. And I don't think I use any for this build, so I add a snorkel, add a hood bulge, roof rack, some gas cans on the side, or jerry cans as I call them, turn signals. So the front end's pretty much done. I'm just playing now with the wheels. I have chosen this nice dirt brown color. I like it a lot. Tweaking the engine a bit, adding a few decals and emblems here and there. The taillights, which I'm slowly working on. I have chosen a name for now. I do tweak it later. Right now it's called the Bravo Extreme, and I'm not sure if I like it 100%. I changed it to the 391, which is the cubic inch of the engine. I'm not sure if I like that still. The back end is still being worked on. We have a giant tire, a spare tire, which is a full-size spare, a Bravo badge 4x4. The name has been changed to the 4x4 Plus, and I think that's what I'm happy with for now. Adding a tow hitch, tweaking the suspension, the engine, the gearing. We change a few things as well. And a few things with the design, adding a third brake light, adding some turn signals, a reverse light. And finally, in front of us is the 1985 Bravo 4x4 Plus. Okay guys, so we have the vehicle finally complete. The Bravo 4x4 Plus is the name, and off-roading is the game. This thing is a pretty good off-road vehicle on paper. We'll see how it handles after in BeamNG. Doing a quick run over of the design of the vehicle. So the front end, there's kind of some glitch going on here where you have like the grille being clear through here, not clear through here for some reason. I actually kind of like it. It's interesting. We'll leave it like that. It doesn't really need to be changed in my opinion because I think this grille is always like see-through. We have basically the main grille with some bars connecting to the turn signals and basically some bars going over the actual headlights, or this is the headlight housing, not the turn signal housing. We have a primary turn signal, and then we have a big old auxiliary one over here with an auxiliary headlight as well, I guess. Looking down below, we have another big open mouth of a grille. I'm not even sure if it's functional, but it looks dang cool. There's a lot of air going into this vehicle. Clearly, it's a big engine. To cool this big engine down, you need a lot of air. We have some hooks on the front here if you want to tow your vehicle. And we have some bumperettes, a lot of them in the front end, basically, to make sure you don't damage the front of your Bravo. We also have a hood bulge on the hood. We have a snorkel going up. It's not perfect. This is all using vanilla parts. And I didn't want to spend half an hour fiddling with the snorkel. And it turned out quite good, I think. From afar, it looks great. We have some roof rails, which aren't perfectly spaced out. That's okay. Some pretty basic wipers down there. A turn signal on the side, and a V8 badge. There is no badging for the company anywhere. That's intentional. The Bravo company makes one vehicle, just the Bravo. That's all they make. They just make the Bravo 4x4, the Bravo 4x4 Plus, and probably any other variation of the Bravo ever. On the sides, we just have door handles, a mirror, which is a pretty simple mirror, and I think it looks quite good. We have a jerry can, or a spare fuel tank, petrol tank, or a gas can, whatever you want to call it. I call them jerry cans. I don't know why, that's what I've been taught. Jerry cans it is. We have some pretty basic wheels. I think they're a little bit sporty, but I like them, and we're going to keep them on there. I gotta have some sort of flair with this vehicle. It is a lifestyle vehicle similar to the Jeep Wrangler, except this is just better in every way, except it's, you know, probably a bit heavier than the Wrangler. We have a Bravo badge or a decal on the back. We have a spare tire, which is a full-size spare, it's pretty much the same size as the actual tire size. We have rear housing for the taillights and the turn signal, very similar to the front headlight and turn signal housing. You know, there is bars going over top of it. It's basically to make sure you don't damage your turn signals while driving through brush and trees and all those things. And then so we have some more hooks on the side of or the back of the side-ish. Yeah, on the back. In case if you need to tow the vehicle. In order to tow the vehicle, you gotta have the hooks. We also have a third brake light actually up here, which it's kind of glitched out. That's okay though. We've got a reverse light right here, which I'm not sure why it's right there. It looks good. I like it there, but it's probably not legal. That's okay. That's okay. A simple license plate, similar to the front end. We've got a door handle, which is the same door handle all the way around. A dual exhaust, which probably is a bit sporty, but that's okay. Some bumperettes, and then a tow hitch at the back. So it's pretty much a bare bones, run-of-the-mill off-road vehicle. We have a wiper up there too, actually. Run-of-the-mill off-road vehicle that would directly take on like something like you know, like a Bronco, except it's better. A Defender, except it's probably better as well. This is a heavy-duty off-road vehicle. The Jeep Wrangler, this thing is a bit bigger, I think, than the Jeep Wrangler, but it can take it on too. So a couple things that changed. It's now 5-speed with very, very, very short gearing. And this is to help us get more torque or get able to tow more pounds of vehicle. Sure, it helps us being able to tow more. And that's why I also lower the top speed down there quite low as well. So 160 kilometers an hour or about 100 miles an hour is our top speed. The wheels are the same. I think everything's fine there. I think I just changed after that. We don't need ABS. That's okay. We changed the suspension to air suspension because this is an off-road vehicle, and air suspension is going to help with our towing as well. And I increased the ride height just a bit. This thing could tow a fairly reasonable 5,000 pounds, which is more than reasonable, I would say, for 1985, especially for a vehicle of this price point. 0 to 16, 7.75 or so seconds. Pretty terrible. A roll angle of 5.6 degrees, which is pretty okay, actually. Just over 4,050 pounds. Not terrible for the weight. And the cost is actually where this thing shines. Running costs or the service costs are quite high, $1,200. But the approximate sale price cost of the vehicle, how much it's going to cost you to buy, $28,200. Then that's $2012. That's $2012, which is equivalent to about $13,000 in 1985. And to put that in perspective, I couldn't find MSRP of a Range Rover. or just any Land Rover, like a Defender or anything at the time, really. But I have compared it to a Ford Bronco of the time. It's really easy to find American prices for American vehicles of any time, really. Just look online. So 1985, the Ford Bronco in the United States had an MSRP for the standard four-wheel drive version of $12,575. Remember, our vehicle costs about $13,000. Or if you want to go to the pricier XLT four-wheel drive Bronco, which is probably what this thing competes with, but ours is probably better, that is $13,500. So that's about $500 or so more than our vehicle, which is pretty impressive because we have air suspension, which I don't think anything has at that time. And if you want to go up to the Eddie Bauer four-wheel drive Ford Bronco, which is the best Bronco, obviously, that's about another $300 or $400, so about $13,900 or so dollars for the Eddie Bauer four-wheel drive edition, which is still more expensive than our vehicle, obviously. I'm not sure if we get better fuel economy than them, probably not, but that's not the purpose of this vehicle. So with that, we are going to jump into, look at that, that's a pretty good off-road score. We'll jump into BeamNG Drive and see just what this beast can do. Okay, so we're in BeamNG Drive. This is the East Coast USA. I think it's the Off-Road Trail 1, I think. We got the Bravo 4x4 Plus, and might I say, it actually looks great in BeamNG, except for the black, it looks a bit off, and the steel looks a bit off too. But besides that, it looks awesome. I'm very happy with how the back end looks, though. The steel gas cans or jerry cans or petrol cans look a bit weird, but that's okay. We're gonna not put in any of these at the start. We will not lock any of the differentials or put into low range unless we have to. I'm going to try to set my best time, which I've done this track once ever with this vehicle. Probably about half a dozen times ever. But 6 times probably, yeah. So I'm not an expert on this track at all. But we're going to do our best to break my record, which is a 3:45 with this vehicle. That's my current record. I've only finished the track once or twice. Without deleting all my times, because I've deleted all my times before. So I'm not too sure what I did before. But definitely I haven't done this very often. And I don't do too much off-road builds, so this is different. We're not setting lap times, we're not seeing how it handles, really. We're seeing how this thing performs just in an off-road setting, which so far, it's pretty good. I like to keep it in a higher gear, like right now we're in third, just sort of crawling. Because first gear is quite short, and we quickly rev higher than the peak torque of this vehicle, which is quite low in the rev range. Bit of crash there, as long as we don't total the front end, we'll be fine. So I'd be happy with 3:30 or less on this course, a time of 3:30 or less. I'd be ecstatic with 3:15 or less, which it seems like it'll probably be pretty hard, because I think I did 3:45 my first run. Obviously I wasn't talking then to you guys, so we'll see how it is. While we're driving though, just want to say thank you guys for tuning into my channel and the videos and stuff, and appreciate all the support and the people commenting on all that stuff. Go around that rock, please. We're good. And go through this brush. I want to let you guys know that a few other games are coming on the channel as well. I don't really do as well views-wise, but that's okay because I have fun doing them. I'm going to do some Assetto Corsa, I think. Do some Jimmy Broadbent-esque videos on that, maybe. Except, different than what he's doing, obviously. I'm not going to copy his videos. He's a cool dude. Jimmy, for watching, I love you. So right now we're at 2 minutes, and we're around halfway, I feel like. No, we've got to be more than halfway. I'm not losing. We're not getting more than 4 minutes. Don't be ridiculous. We're going through this kind of slow, a little bit cautiously. I don't want to mess it up. And we'll go around this, please. But so far, this thing has actually been taking the damage pretty well. It's kind of difficult because the vehicle is just so tall. You can't really see everything that's happening. But obviously we're doing our best here. So right now, 2 minutes 33 seconds. We're getting there. Gotta go a little faster maybe, I think. And there's a rock up ahead, I think. Right here, I can't see it. We're good. We're fine. That's fine. All those scratches and dings and dents here are just nothing. It doesn't matter. Ooh. Okay, this is the only place I think we might need the... No. It's up ahead still. The only reason I needed to lock the diffs and stuff is because I got stuck. And I don't think that'll happen, so we might not need to lock the diffs at all. Look, there's the finish line up ahead. Will we do it in 3:15? Probably not, but it's going to be pretty close. Gonna brake right here. And crank it, just go up. Full power, full power. Oh, not 3:15. That was close. A 3:19.7. That's a good time. Let me know if you guys can beat that time. I'll post a link to this car in the video description. It'll be a Google Drive link. You could download the .car file, play around with it, and see if you can beat my time as well. Let me know if you guys can beat my time down below in the comments there. We're going to hop into one more test, I think, for this vehicle. We're going to go to a towing test up a hill, I'm thinking, and just see if we can just go as fast as we can, possibly, while towing this, you know, a trailer to see what this thing can do. So we'll see you guys again in just one quick second. Okay, so we are in the remastered Utah map. Now, I was originally going to tow a trailer, and then that sort of glitched out. Then I was like, okay, well, let's just tow a vehicle, and I was going to tow an ambulance that I sort of mocked up to be destroyed. And that didn't work out because I know the footage because it was so abrupt. But I was trying to hook up the ambulance to the back of this off-road vehicle here, and everything literally just exploded. It was so violent, so loud, it scared the crap out of me. That's okay though. So you know what? Nothing's working hooking up. We're gonna go for just a bit of a really fast off-road cruise. Just see if we can go really fast. We're gonna lock the diffs. Go in first person for this last bit here, and just launch the car. Just see if we can climb this mountain pretty high, which I think obviously will do a good job. I finished off that way. Unfortunately, I couldn't tow anything because everything kept breaking for me. So we're over a bit of a cruise here. I mean, we're only going 90 kilometers an hour, but on a very sheer cliff. It's kind of scary. So yeah, more videos are coming on the channel. A few games besides car games in particular are coming, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be pretty fun. I'm gonna focus a bit more on the editing and the comedy side of things. Oh, we crashed. That's fine. We're good. We're fine. Oh, we'll go forward. That sounds reasonable. So yeah, make sure to join the Discord. Link is in the description. Weekly challenges stuff on there. There's a new live stream coming the next couple days or so, just doing a BeamNG stream. That should be fun as well. I don't know. Are we in good shape? Oh, well, we're fine. It still drives. It's got no problems whatsoever. Let's just... Oh, okay, it's not letting me change the camera there. We're good. The car's still fine, presumably. We can probably go in low range and just drive that way, maybe? Perfect. Yeah, the Bravo, they're tough vehicles. No, it's not really driving anymore. I don't know why it's so broken. That's okay, though. I guess we're finishing off on a very quick note. So yeah, make sure to join the Discord, linked in the video description. I like making off-road builds every once in a while, or different builds, and this was one of them. Hope you guys liked this build. Again, I'll have a Google Drive link somewhere in the video description so you can download the car too. We didn't check the car's wading depth, see how deep we can go, but it's probably not different than any other car. The snorkel there was just for looks. Clearly not functional because this is an automation car after all. So if you guys like the video, leave a like down below. You know, make sure to subscribe for more automation, BeamNG, car content in general. And I do have a vlog coming up at some point. We'll see. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you next time.